All right, here's the underside of the Hyundai Elantra. Very nicely laid out. The springs easily accessible. All the evap stuff right here behind the tank. Here's the filler. You can see right where it goes into the tank. If you had to replace any of that, easy, no problem. Very clean. Here's the exhaust. Goes right down the center. If it were rear drive, the drive shaft would be here. But just very nice, very clean. And it goes right up there. If you unbolt it, the bolts are easily accessible right here. And your tie rods and your control arms. Looks like there's two different bushings here. One of them is vertical type bushing, and then on the front you got horizontal type bushing. There's the torque mount for the transmission, and if you need to change oil filter is easily accessible right there. And of course you can take this whole panel off if you need to get to some of the other engine components and whatnot. Just very, very nicely laid out. And pretty flat under here too. It's going to help with the aerodynamics. And here's the cables for the parking brake. They just split apart and goes to each wheel. Nothing's really hidden here. If you had to work on it, it'd be super easy. If you need to take the muffler off, you can unbolt it right there. So no problem getting it over the axle there. Very easy. There's the sway bar. It's on the back side instead of on the front, which is more traditional, but that's fine. It's out of the way and frees up more room in the front. And yeah, the torque mount, if you had to change that out, super easy. Bolts are easily accessible, no issue at all. And there's the half shafts coming out of the transmission. Long one on this side, but everything's easily accessible. Brake lines are easy to get to. Strut, you can see the end links here for the sway bar. They're kind of long, but again, everything's easily accessible. Brakes right there, bleeder valve here. This would be a very easy car to work on. There's the ball joint. Pretty much the same thing here on the other side. Of course, the half shaft is a lot smaller here since the transmission is on the driver's side. But yeah, if you took this panel off, it'd be very easy to get to. It looks like if you needed to separate the motor from the transmission, bolts are easy to get to. All right, now looking into the hood. Again, everything's very nicely laid out. If you have to change the air filter, easily accessible right there. Just one clip, and then the whole thing swings up. Change it. Battery's easily accessible. Plenty of room here behind the motor and transmission. Oftentimes in a lot of the newer cars, this is all jammed up underneath the dash, and it's very difficult to work on, but not on this car. Everything's very easily accessible. There's actually a fair amount of space there between all the accessories and the side, the frame rail of the car. So plenty of room to get the belt off and do whatever you need to do. O2 sensor, need to change it. It's right there on top. Couldn't be any more simple. And right behind the battery, here's the bulkhead connectors for the computer. And right here, I believe these are fuses. All right there, laid out, easily accessible. And here on the back, that's nice. On the back, they actually tell you what they're for, so you don't have to go look it up. What a great design. I wish all manufacturers would build cars like this.